This is Claude Code running on a $17 server taking orders from my phone. No laptop, no terminal window, just a chat box and n8n. Let me show you the whole build. By the end of this video, you'll have your own Claude Code terminal inside n8n. You can open it from any browser or your phone. It remembers the conversation, and it can actually touch your server, read files, write code, run commands. Start to finish this took me about 2 hours. Every mistake left in, and there were a few, and it costs about $17 a month plus the Claude plan you already have. 3 parts. Set up Claude Code on a server, wire n8n to it, then fix the 2 things that will break on you, because they broke on me first. Quick primer if you haven't used it. Claude Code is Anthropic's coding agent that lives in your terminal. You talk to it, it reads your files, writes code, runs commands, and asks permission before it does anything spicy. The catch: it lives in a terminal. Your laptop closes, it's gone. So we're giving it a permanent home on a server and putting a chat interface on top with n8n. Same agent, but now it's reachable from anywhere, and later in this series it becomes a building block other automations can call. And that's not a hypothetical. Last week I checked a client's AI agent workflow from my phone while waiting to board a flight. That's what this build gets you, your whole toolkit, wherever you are. Any small VPS works. I'm on Hostinger's KVM 2 at $16.99 a month. 3 things to install. 1. Create a normal user. Don't run an AI agent as root. It follows instructions. Make sure the worst instruction it could follow is boring. 2. Install Claude Code. 1 command, no node, no dependencies. The installer brings everything. And here's your first real-world moment. Type Claude, and the server says command not found. The installer even warned you. New programs land in a folder your shell doesn't search yet. 1 line fixes it forever. Three, sign in. Run Claude, pick Claude account with subscription, not the API option, that one bills per token. It hands you a URL, open it in any browser where you're logged into Claude, approve, paste the code back. Your server now uses the plan you already pay for. Over to n8n. 3 nodes, that's the whole workflow. First, a chat trigger. This gives us the chat window, and it works on n8n, cloud, or self-hosted. Second, an SSH node set to execute command. Credential is just your server IP, the user we made, and the password. n8n masks it as you type. This is the bridge. Every chat message becomes a command on the server. And the command is the whole trick. Print mode, Claude-P, then your prompt. 1 answer, then it exits. Exactly what an automation wants. Open the chat, say hello, and Look closely. The node says, success. The command inside it failed. Exit code 127, no such program. The SSH node's job is run a command, report what happened. It did that perfectly. The failure is in the report. Read exit codes, not check marks. And it's our friend from the install. The SSH node gets a bare shell, no profile, so it doesn't search the folder where Claude Code lives. Fix. Call it by its full address. If you take one thing from this video into every future n8n build, when a command works in your terminal and fails in a node, check the shell, not the command. The reply works, but it's wearing its plumbing, a JSON blob. n8n has a respond to chat node for this. An honest build note, it hung on me. 4 minutes of spinner, twice. So we do it leaner. One edit fields node, one field named output, set to the command standard output, everything else switched off. The chat widget sees a single output field and just speaks it. Fewer nodes than the official way, and now you know what the chat is actually looking for. The second breakage. Except it hid from me first, and what it was hiding is the most interesting thing in this video. Every -p call is supposed to be a brand new session, total amnesia. So I told it my name, asked what's my name in the next message, and it answered, no memory flag, nothing. That's not supposed to happen. Receipts time. Claude Code version 2 keeps a memory file on the server. When you say remember this, it writes the fact down and every future session reads it on startup. I did not configure that. It's just there now. But memory is not conversation. Watch, what was the last question I asked you? Total blank. It knows who I am and has no idea what we were talking about. Facts survive between sessions. The conversation doesn't. That's what one flag fixes. -- continue resumes the most recent session instead of starting fresh. One chat, one ongoing conversation, plus a memory that survives even without it. 2 upgrades before the victory lap, both about safety. One. Right now the chat message gets pasted inside a shell command. A quote mark in the wrong place could break out and run its own commands. So we wrap every message in base 64, plain letters only, and unwrap it on the server, straight into Claude's standard input. It rides through as data, never as code. One blank field name later, there's our glitch. Retype output, and we're clean. Two, headless Claude can't ask, may I run this? So by default, it runs nothing. There's a flag that skips all permissions, and the word dangerously is literally in its name. On an internet-facing server, no. Instead, a guest list. The allowed tools flag names exactly 6 read-only commands: disk, folders, memory, uptime, file reads. It can inspect the server, it cannot change it. Extend the list deliberately, 1 command at a time, as you need more. Full run, end-to-end, from my phone in Safari. Check disk space. Tell me the biggest folder. Bin read the end of its answer. It found 16 gigabytes it couldn't account for, suspected Docker, and told me it couldn't check, because that command isn't on its guest list. Nobody scripted that. The permission system we built is explaining itself from my phone. That's a real agent doing real work on a real server from a chat window. So that's build 1. Claude Code running on a server, n8n chat on top, permission scope down, memory switched on. Everything I built is in the workflow JSON, free, with my setup notes. Links in the description. It lands in your inbox along with the gotchas I hit in future builds, because something always breaks, and that's the useful part. This series is automation from zero. Every episode is a complete build you can steal for your own stack. See you in the next one.